Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Attack on Titan season 3, episode 22, the last one of the season 3. I'm gonna finish the season 3. That's it. That's insane. I have the impression that I began this anime just 2 weeks ago. Maybe more than that, because it's a lot of episodes and I really watched them, edited them, like I spent a lot of time on them, so I know that it has been longer than that, but it felt also like it was not so long ago because I really watched episode after episode. I didn't have any breaks. When you guys, you had to wait for entire months, years, maybe, I don't even know, between seasons or half of seasons, stuff like that. I know that you had to wait. Me, I'm gonna just discover all of these episodes one after one, and yes, I'm gonna finish the season 3 right now. Today with you guys. I already watched the episode 21 today. If you want to see my reaction video about that, I'm gonna put the link into the I thought, you know, that after the episode 20, this episode 21 would be not calmer because it's still the end of the season, so we still need big things, you know, to happen. But I was more like, okay, it's gonna be action stuff, you know, like we're gonna have boom, big stuff happening, but not like more reveals and stuff like that, because the episode 20 was already so much to take, to process, all of the new names, all of the new situation, all of, you know, the things about the people, the audience, the marshal, the 9 titans, the horror, the Dinah, all of that. It was so much, the episode 20, that I thought that really this episode 21 would be only about our guys, the situation with our guys who are coming back, who are telling that to Historia and everyone, and what they're gonna decide to do, maybe going outside and stuff like that. Half of the last episode was still about Grisha and his conversation with the Or, who is in fact the Attack Titan, the Shingeki no Kyojin, I'm sorry for my accent, but like the name of this anime, which is an issue, it's Attack on Titan, not Attack the Attack Titan. Oh, the translation, I don't like that. Okay, still, yeah, Grisha became him, but also ate the coordinates, so he's the coordinate and the Attack Titan. He put that on Eren. Eren is now 2 titans, 2 superpowers titans. That's what I think. But the other Eren, the first Attack Titan before Grisha, is named Eren. And he said to Grisha, "Don't you want to save Mikasa and Armin? Like, you need to do that to save Mikasa and Armin." What Grisha said to Eren. And he said, "Oh, why I'm saying that? Maybe it's coming from someone before me." I'm losing my nerves with that, because all of that, you know, all of the things about the Ardians, the Marshal, the 9 Titans, it was already a lot of new information, a lot of new names, and you know, it's adding a lot of stuff into this universe of this anime. It's adding stuff, but at the same time, it was explaining what we had before. So I was all for it, because I felt like finally we were close to the truth, to understand all of what we had before during these 3 seasons. It was a certain universe. To have the episode 20, all of the informations of the episode 20, I was like, okay, now I have to reconsider all of what I had during these 3 seasons with the information of this episode 20. I can do that, and really I made that work. Like I said during the intro of the last episode, it's really like a gymnastic that you have to make to reconsider everything that you thought of the situation with new informations which are changing things, but in fact no, like to just put things at the right place and all of that. If now you're gonna add to that situation a time loop thing, you know, like be too much, like at least for me right now it's too much to process. I have to be fully honest with you with that. I'm not gonna say, oh, it's a wonderful idea, I love it and all, if I'm feeling for now that it's too much. If it's the truth, if it's really happening, they found a really good explanation, a logical one which is fitting with everything, and if they are presenting it to me in a good way and all, like they are used to do, I'm gonna accept it, I'm gonna process it, like don't worry about it, it's not gonna ruin the anime for me or not things like that. It's just, in fact, that it's gonna take me really more time to process it, like it's gonna take me, yes, a lot more time, and it's not like a gymnastic situation, you know, for my mind. It's really like you're asking me to put my mind away and to take another one. Do you understand what I mean? Like, are we gonna talk about that during this episode? I don't know. For me, during this episode, we need to have something with the outside. Like, for a good opening and a good cliffhanger also for the season 4, which is gonna be the final season, we need to decide to go outside. You know, our guys, they are gonna decide to go outside to fight with the outside, like, that's it, we're going out, we know the truth, we're gonna try stuff. Or we need to have the ones outside attacking inside, because that's their plan, you know, they want the resources and all of that. So we need to have them attacking for people inside to see that we have humans outside, you know, not only our guys, like for everyone to know that outside the world is not destroyed, to change the situation. We need to have really an interaction, an exchange, a visual situation, like something happening between the ones outside and the ones inside, for everyone to know that the other ones exist and that it's a war like that between people. I think that we need that to be a good action during this final episode, to be a good cliffhanger for the season 4, but also to set the things, you know, for the final season, change the situation, to create a new situation, to move things really. It could be interesting. Is it gonna be great? We're talking about a war, so I'm not sure. Eren discovered that it's because of the fact that he touched Dinah. I'm not gonna come back to that. That he managed, you know, to give orders to these titans. Again, I think that it was the case the first time that he did it, but he ordered them something else a little later and he was not touching her anymore, so I'm wondering about that. I can't remember exactly the situation, how it was the second time, but I have the impression that maybe he had Mikasa on his shoulders, you know, and he was running, something like that. I had the impression that it was something like that. Mikasa, how she responded to the fact that they only have 13 years to live, it felt off, like it felt not like Mikasa. Mikasa, normally she would have reacted like, I'm against it, you're not gonna die, I want to save you, you know, Mikasa, excessive Mikasa, considering that it's Eren. We are saying that Eren has only 13 years to live. Mikasa, normally she would have reacted differently, like right there. She was so calm and she said that, like she was sure of herself that it's not the case, they can live longer than that. It means that you have information, Mikasa. Does it confirm the impression that I have that she's also a titan? I have earned my... on the top of my suspect list since so long now, like maybe, again, Dr. Yeager doing that to Eren, maybe also to Mikasa, we'll see. Eren, are you gonna say to people what you learned? Like, during the last episode he didn't say it, and his reasons, it was Because he doesn't want to use that power, but also because he doesn't want them to use Historia. But if you're at war, like, can you really not do it? Eren, it seemed so tired, so exhausted by the situation, by knowing the truth, by having this responsibility, by what his dad did to him, by the reveal about Zeke being his brother and what Zeke told him. Like, for Eren, it has to be so, you know, it's too much to ask to the boy. And he's only 15 years. I thought that he was around 20 now. He's only 15 years now. And the difference of age also with Zeke. I'm gonna stop right there, I think, this intro. Yep, because as I said, really the storm is coming, so I'm gonna have less light because it's also the end of the day and I want to finish this video with some light. So I'm gonna end this intro right now. Remember that if you want, like usually, you have my Patreon on which we have a lot of advance, 6 episodes of advance. It's really a lot, which means that on Patreon they already have my reactions to the OVA Lost Girls, but also the beginning of the season 4, if you're interested. And they have all of these episodes with extended or full reaction parts, and I put a lot of full reaction parts for Attack on Titan. It's the best way to support me, really. I'm a little reactor, so clearly YouTube and me, we're in good terms, but they're not fans of me, you know, so you can still support me by liking, subscribing, commenting, stuff like that, and little by little it's gonna help. But I'm also honest with you by telling you that it's better to help me on Patreon. If you can, don't worry. If you can't, it's okay also. Let's go for this final episode of the season. I'm gonna check also at the end if we have an ending scene after the credits. We'll see. The final episode of this season 3. More events? Oh, I'm not sure I'm prepared. Because you're gonna have... That's why you gave it to Eren, because Mikasa and Eren. Oh guys, that final episode, Beyond the Walls. No more Grisha? It's too much, I can't. Yes, you're not gonna do that. You're right, Pixies.
100年前、レイス王が民から奪った記憶を100年後の民にお返しするだけです。これからは一致団結して力を合わせなくてはなりません。
Into this war? Are they gonna believe you? You're right. He looks great.
悪魔の民族ともう記事は出た後ですが、一連の話の信憑性は
Yes, are they gonna believe you? It's so big and you're telling them all that?
町の反応は
笑い飛ばすもの。未だ平成権に異を唱え、陰謀論を結びつけ吹聴する。
Give them time. And when they're gonna see something which is gonna prove them that.
あなた方を誇りに思います。同じ壁に生きる者として。
More. That's nice.
今度は調査兵団を担いで記事を書くといい。私たちはこれからどうなります？
A war.
世界中の人々が我々を人ではなく有害な化け物とみなし、その結果、あの地獄が繰り返されるのだとしたら、
Your friend.
我々が死滅するまで地獄は終わらない。
壁の英雄たちよ。
Ah!
あんたたちが勲章をもらうのを見に来たんだよ。
そうだ。
Look at that, medals. I'm proud.
マルドは最後まで勇敢だって。
No. No, no, don't go there.
マルロ・フロイデンベルクは 俺と同じ9号入団の新兵で
When Erwin fell, he continued to push
調
you.
査兵みんなおじけづいてどうにもならなかった時もあいつだけは仲間を鼓舞し続けた、あいつはすごいやつだったよ。
知ってる。私の言うことなんて聞かないんだろうね。
あそこに行ったことを後悔しただろ。
He thought of you.
お前なんでそんなことを。でも誰かが本当のことを言うべきだろう。お前じゃなく団長がふさわしいと思った。
Because you wanted him to continue to live in hell.
なんでエルヴィンじゃないんだって。
Levi decided, did a lot of stuff.
お前がアルミンの何を知ってるって言うんだ。リヴァイ兵長が市場に流され注射薬を私物化し合理性にかける判断を。もうお前そろそろ黙れよ。
Yep. You don't know all of
なんだ
what
って
they
自分
know,
が一番正しいって思っ
all
てん
of
だ
what
ろ。
they lived.
だから最後まで諦めなかった。引き分けのねガキみてえに。その点ミカサはまだ大人だった。
Because she was close to accept
諦め
it.
たんだから。君に何だってんだよ。よく
Jan, you're the one separating Eren and someone else
あ
fighting.
んたエレンとミカサを止めるわけでもなくただ見てただけだったよな。
And who are you to judge them?
誰を弔うみてえな腰抜けが間違って入ってこねえようにな。エルヴィン団長なしでこれからどうするつもりなんだよ。
You have other porn in common.
これしか使い道
Trust
ない
them.
のか。そんな雑魚にだってな恵みする権利くらいはあるだろう。
That's why I don't want to kill you or to beat you. You can think whatever you want.
私は
No,
エルヴィン団長が生き延びるべきだった
we're not gonna come back to that.
正しい選択なんて未来が誰にもわからないはずだ。壁の外には何があるんだ。
C'est un chien.
海。
そうだ海がある。でもまだ見てないだろ。
Oh, because this isn't you
俺た
that.
ちは何もしない。きっと壁の外には自由が。 おいガキども次回並べ。
Whoa, that was a rough one. That's why you want your freedom that much, Eren? Because you have that title? Attack title? Oh my sweet, sweet.
地下室にあったものは何だ。希望だったのか。それとも絶望か。こんなこと誰にも。
You're gonna touch her. She's gonna see the same memory.
私は壁の外から来たエルギア人。今すぐ壁に攻めてきた巨人を殺してください。そうだよ、子供たちが。
Eren and Kara. Something happened.
エレン
You didn't see it. Historia, you didn't see it. Oh, Eren!
トロスト区の巨大
No,
な
and
巨人を潰す音が聞こえなくなったのは兵団はウォールマリア内の巨人は掃討されたと発表した。
that's it. No more Titan inside. 1 year passed?
避難
Something like
住
that?
民が故郷へ帰ることを許されたのはトロスト区襲撃から1年が、そして最初の超大型巨人襲来から
We have a time jump. Eren, he only has 2 more years to live.
ウ
No?
ォールマリア外への壁外調査を開始した。
マリア内に入っていた巨人がほとんどだった。俺たちは奴らを1年でほぼ淘汰しちまったらしい。
They grew up also, all of our guys. Mikasa, you didn't change. Oh, Eren, the air. Okay. You don't know these birds. Oh,
巨人だ。やっと現れたか。気をつけろ。動けないのか。
he...
あの体で
But how many years ago? Oh, you... No?
楽園を奥にされた。俺たちの同胞だ。
You can tell by...
こいつをこのまま置いていくのか。殺さなくていいのかよ。
He's not gonna kill you. Let him live. The sound... You're close to the walls. To the ocean. Alvin! No one? Oh! Even you, Levi, you. Mikasa, Eren, no, you saw it already in your memories. Alvin. Alvin! Yeah, for sure Levi is gonna be like, that's dirty, no? What you're doing? And the world. It's a war right now. Maybe after that, freedom. Nothing changed. They didn't come back to the walls. Like, you have no soldiers anymore into these walls. It's for a reason, no? Oh no! Why is this change for the credits right now? All of those things we try into his book, maybe? Finally not being in black and white. Yes, the war. Ah! Eren. Eren wants to fight, that's not new. Maybe it's because of the fact that it's not new that the story is repeating itself, the time loop. I'm seeing a new scene after the credits. It was old, and right there we can be like, it's Eren. It looks like old ants, and because of that object we can think that it's Armin, which means that Armin is gonna survive! The 13 years thing, it's wrong. Mikasa was right because Mikasa knows something that we don't. The girl... What? I'm tired. That's it, that's all. I didn't miss anything else after that. To be continued. And it was calmer than I thought this episode. I don't know if it makes sense for me to say it like that, but it was calmer than I thought. Because it was what we could have expected. What I expected, you know. With them going to the world, you know, to see the world outside, going to see the ocean, with them taking the time that they need after all of what happened to digest, process all of this information, to say all of this information to everyone inside, so everyone knows now that the world outside exists. Some of them don't believe into it. You can't blame them, you know, like you're telling the truth to people, you're changing their world just like that in 1 second. They're gonna need time, or maybe they're gonna need a proof of that. It's gonna come, you'll see. When the war is gonna come to your door, you'll see how it's gonna be. That being said, this episode was calmer because we didn't have a big action moment, like it was not a fight, it was not something. We had emotional moments, for sure. I cried again. Is it surprising? No. Ocean, you know, the ocean. All of them being so shocked to see the ocean, but not Eren because he already saw it into his memories, you know, into his dad's memories. what Eren saw, about what his dad said when he attacked. We didn't have any new information, any new reveals. We didn't have any really big moments of action. It was really more an emotional episode and an episode to really set the things for the season 4. Like, during all of this time we wanted to be free, we wanted to be out of the wars. We are out of the wars, but it doesn't mean that we are free. In fact, it means that it's just the beginning, because it's gonna be the beginning of a war between us and our enemies. Again, I think that it's not okay to consider stuff like that, because no, you're gonna repeat the thing again and again. The Eldians, they will win. What? It means that you're gonna kill all of the martial people, you're gonna persecute them also. The story is gonna repeat itself again and again if you're doing that. You have to find another solution, Eren. For now, he doesn't want to find the solution. Like, he doesn't want to fight, he doesn't want to do anything. 6 years? A time jump of 6 years? It's insane. It would mean that Eren, he only has 2 years to live, but with what we saw at the end, with Armin maybe being that old, it can be. And I think that we saw also Eren's back, so maybe it's not true. Maybe in fact they are getting old. And again, you know my theory about the fact that Armin is saying all of this story, is a narrator of all of that story. For me, it means that it survived to everything, it's still there at the end. So maybe in fact the thing about the 13 years to live, it's not right, and Mikasa, she knew it, for what reason we don't know. Still, a time jump of 6 years. Clearly they evolved. You know, they grew up, stuff like that. They're adults now. That's fine. They changed a little, physically. That's fine. Relationships evolved between them? It could be interesting to have that a little. We'll see. Eren, during all of this time, you didn't say anything about Historia, the royal blood, the fact that you can control titans by having the royal blood, you know, touching someone with the royal blood. 6 years and you didn't say anything. But touching that titan, you know all of his story. That's a new power that you found in your pocket. It could be true if he has the memory power of, I was gonna say Krista, of Historia. If not, you can't know that, Eren. Aha! If he knows right there the memories of that titan, where that titan is coming from, it means that he has the memory power. You did something with our royal blood, with Historia. Royal blood. Something happened right there. To know the past of that titan by touching him. I'm okay to not have him killed. He didn't do anything, he didn't kill you, he's not gonna kill you. Let him be. Or if you want to kill him for the good reasons, to end his pain or something like that, like 6 years. Why no one is into these wars? It means that you managed to kill all of the titans which were inside the wars. Fine. You managed to kill all of the titans which were outside the wars. So they are not sending titans anymore to you. Weird. And no one is right there on these wars anymore. It's weird also, no? There is no protection, no defense, no soldiers on these wars. If I want to attack a country, you know, and I have the best position, which means that I'm controlling the frontiers of that country, I'm gonna keep these frontiers, you know, I'm not gonna let the enemy take the frontiers, you know, stuff like that. I'm saying that, and at the same time, they don't have boats. Oh guys, I love them, but they don't have any boats. Right there, right now. Or maybe they're gonna need time to build or to come with boats to travel this ocean. You want to attack your enemy, but how are you gonna travel, you know, through the ocean? And for how long? You don't even know. Still, during all of this time, people outside the marshal, they were doing what? We don't know that. We have all of the memories with Grisha and all of that, but since Grisha came into the place, we don't know what the people outside they did, they decided, they had in mind. Maybe the situation totally changed, you know. I just thought of that, like it has been at least 20 years, 21 years, 22 years, if we are taking that Grisha, he came and he married the girl 1 year after that. Okay, 22 years now that we don't know what happened outside for the marshal. What is the situation outside? They are not so... but at the same time, they sent Rainer and Bertolt and the Beast Titan. Okay. Maybe when the Beast Titan and Rainer, the Armored One, they went back home, they said all of what happened, and that's why you left the place to prepare yourself to the war against the ones inside? Again, I'm putting my shoes, you know, into the other side, into the martial people. You have your warriors, you know, your titans coming back telling you that. I'm not gonna let my enemies prepare themselves for a war, conquering territories, you know, even more. Send planes right now on these guys. They don't know about planes, they don't know about a lot of things, so clearly you can just kill a lot of them and destroy all of them just like that. To let them the time to clear the place with all of these titans and to go out without any resistance, without anyone fighting. It's weird, no? There is a reason behind that. Inside of you, Eren, you're the attack titan, so you have that hope of freedom. You're the founding titan, so you want also peace normally. You know, you have that part of you who just want peace for your people, peace and freedom. But at the same time, you lived during all of this time with that anger against the titans. So inside of Eren, you know, since so long, it's anger, hope and freedom which are fighting, and peace. During all of this time, you know, inside of Eren, you have freedom and peace, you know, is things, you know, as titans, fighting against his personal anger. And now we're seeing that it's not gonna be freedom which is waiting for them, but a war against their enemy. I think that Eren is gonna be the one for sure who is gonna have the, you know, responsibilities and stuff like that. But I can imagine that at some point Eren is gonna have to take a decision, you know, a choice to make for him to change everything and to decide to really be at war with these people outside or not, or something else. Like, it's gonna be a big decision. And again, it's Grisha who is telling you that you have to fight, that you have to conquer all of these territories, to have the entire world. It's Grisha who wrote that it's what you have to do, but what does he know about it? And this guy before him, Eren, he said that it's his mission, but who gave him that mission? I'm not gonna talk about the fact that he has memories of someone else talking about Mikasa and Armin and about saving them, like we're in a time loop situation. Even without talking about that, it's still people saying that they have to do that they are on a mission, that they... You know, all of that. And it was the same for Rainer and Bertolt, like you're on a mission, you're obeying, but to who at the end? Who is ordering you to do that? Because of your ancestors, because you want revenge, because it's written like that, because it's fate? Fuck fate, okay? Like, no. That's why I think that at some point maybe Eren is gonna have to take a decision to break all of that, you know. He's gonna have to take a decision to not reproduce the same thing again and again. Maybe because of the time loop situation, you know that I'm not ready to have this information, to have something like that, but maybe because of that, and if not because of that, no matter what, that repetition of the story of Ardians against Marshall, killing each other, persecuting each other, it needs to be stopped. No matter what, you know, if we have a time loop situation or not, and we have to break that also, no matter what, that it needs to be broken, sorry. So maybe Eren can be that one because of that, you know, of the fact that he has these two superpowers, titans, inside of him, because he has these angers also inside of him because he lived inside of these worlds and he saw all of that, but he has also the memories of someone who lived inside of worlds outside, you know, he has all of these things. Maybe if he has the memory power from Historia, what happened to Historia? We don't see her at the end. During the season 4, we're gonna be at war. Are we gonna have another time jump? 6 years, that was already a lot, but like I said, to travel through the oceans, we're gonna need years, you know, also, I mean, a lot of time to build the boats, to travel, all of that. We'll see. I hope that we're gonna discover what happened during these 6 years. I'm thinking about Eren for sure, and all of that thing about having that memory power also. But I'm also thinking about Armin. How did you deal with the situation of being a Titan? Of accepting that side of you? And all of the other guys also, and their relationships. Tony and Sasha, they are still friends. But what about Jan and Mikasa? Did you finally confess your crush on her? Did you still have a crush on her? Mikasa and Eren, for sure. And she and Levi, for sure. Historia also as the queen. How are you also? And yes, we're gonna be at war. Can we see people outside, you know? Like I said during my review of the last episode, it would be great for the season 4 to have the camera inside and outside, to have the two sides of the story, because again, for me, no one is all black and the other one all white, like no one is all right and no one is all wrong. And into that situation, you were persecuted during entire centuries, you are persecuting during entire centuries. Stop! It has to be ended. And also for the viewers and the characters to see that you're obeying to orders and to stuff that you don't even know and where it's coming from and all. You're just repeating the same stuff. What the guy said, Eren Kruger, that he has to find love inside of the walls for the story to not repeat itself again, to have a family and all, like, I don't get that. I just want you to know that I noticed it, but I don't get it. I feel that it's important, but I'm more preoccupied by the fact that he knows Armin and Mikasa. And he's named Eren. You named your Eren, your son, on purpose because of that. You named him Eren for sure. But what about when your son met Armin, you were like, oh, I already heard that name before? And after that, when you were visiting Mikasa's family, it was on purpose because her name was Mikasa? And that's why you wanted Eren to be friends with her? Because you said that you took Eren with you because you wanted him to be friends with Mikasa. It was for that? You wanted your son to be the next one? You understood something? Oh, Grisha. We're not over with all of the mysteries around this anime, around Grisha. For sure, I still have a lot of things to discover, a lot of reviewers to have, for sure. But already with these 3 last episodes, I have the impression that I have like 70% of it. Already the episode 20, it was 60% of it. But now with these 2 last episodes that I watched today, like yes, 70%. I'm not saying 90% because I don't know why. I'm expecting, it may be weird, but I'm expecting them at some point to say that no, in fact, it's not that. Maybe because, you know, the fact that at the beginning of all of that we have a girl, Ymir, who is making a deal with a demon to have the power of a titan. I'm expecting a logical reason, you know, not a religious one, so it's not pleasing me enough. I don't know. I have that feeling that it's not all. That maybe they can create a situation, one information, which can change again everything. The fact that Grisha also, he based all of his stuff on books that he couldn't read. Like maybe in fact these books were saying something totally different, you know, than what you said. I don't know, maybe I'm going too far, maybe it's too weird, maybe I'm just fighting, you know, the truth that they gave me and I want something else, but in fact it's really the truth and I just have to accept it. But that's why I'm not saying that I have 90% of everything and more 70% of everything, because I still think that we need some reveals, I still have questions and I need answers, and also maybe something else can change everything again. We'll see. I'm gonna stop this video right now and I will see you again for the OVA, I think, Lost Girls, you know, before beginning the season 4. It's all for you and for me for today, so it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye!
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hey.